Hey everyone, and welcome to Almost Cancelled. I am Peter, that is Connor. This is our weekly TV news video, and we just kind of use this to obviously talk about the week's news, but also just sort of wrap up the week, any kind of channel updates. We pick our favourite episode of TV of the week, that kind of thing at the end. So that's pretty much it, and it's not a overly busy week for news, honestly. I have a much smaller amount this week.
I'm okay with that, given that I'm kind of feeling like it's a busy weekend.
It is. Why is it a busy weekend? It's because Iron Fist launched on Netflix today, and we have reviewed. The first two reviews of that are up. We'll be going two per day, to the best of our ability until it's done. So we should be done in about a week. Although we might try and speed up when we get a chance here or there to try and get through it a little bit quicker, because we don't like it very much. So we're trying to.
See, this is the problem. We kind of want to get it over and done with, but at the same time, we don't want to actually watch it. So
Yeah,
so which one's going to win? We're not sure yet.
it's conflicting. It may just balance out, and we'll just stay on schedule. But that's kind of where we are. So also launching on Netflix today was a Japanese TV show called Samurai Gourmet, which is a very odd little thing. We got a review up for that as well. It's a very short review actually. There wasn't a whole lot to talk about, but I recommend checking a review out, giving it a shot, especially if you like food porn. That is the
Yep, and
key thing.
I know we emphasize it a lot in the review, but if you've not heard of it, you've seen us mention it here, and then you thought, oh, I'll go check it out, and then listen to the review. Do not do it without food.
Yes.
You will be hungry.
Make sure you've got food that you can make immediately after.
Yes. Or during.
Or just have eaten just before you watch it, so you're full and that kind of thing. So let's get into the news then. So we have some exciting renewals, at least to begin with.
I think we do. Yes.
Legion has been renewed for season 2 by FX. No mention of episode numbers, so you imagine it'll probably be the same. But I can see them maybe bumping it by 2, because they've only got 8 episodes this year. I can see them going to 10 maybe, but.
Yeah, I think it'll depend on Hawley's schedule with what's going on with Fargo and that sort of stuff.
Either way, good news. We're enjoying that show. Happy to be sure it's coming back next year. Speaking of things we're watching right now that have been renewed, The Expanse has been renewed for season 3 by Sci-Fi, and they did confirm it's going to be another 13 episode season coming in 2018.
That makes me feel good to my soul. The non-existent one, admittedly, but where it should be, kind of just glows a little bit when I hear that news.
Yeah, it is good news. We're loving Expanse. It's good to know that if this season ends on some sort of weird cliffhanger, we know that we're getting more of it next year.
And also just the fact that it's 13 again, because there was always a danger that it could go back down, and I feel like once I'm accustomed to the 13, I want the 13.
I think this is their darling, their critical darling.
Oh, it definitely is right now.
And in addition to the fact that they've got deals with Netflix for a lot of international stuff and all the rest of it, I think they're feeling quite confident going forward with it. Kind of like Mr. Robot, how that doesn't get the most amazing ratings, but again, for USA Network, it's their critical.
I think it's worth it for the image that it promotes for the network, and it brings people potentially in to check out other things, because they're like, hey, they did this one good thing.
Yeah.
Because we've never been fooled by that before, have we, with USA Network?
Also officially renewed this week is A Series of Unfortunate Events by Netflix for season 2. This is an odd one because the creators had already spoken about what season 2 would be, so in my head it was already renewed and had been for ages. But they actually made an official announcement. They put out a pretty cool letter as if it was written by Lemony Snicket.
Yeah, they did like a teaser video first, and you had to unlock the clues that would take you to the letter. And yeah, it was nice.
Yeah, it was in the style of like Lemon's just like, he explains the meaning of a word in the context of the show.
Yeah, and he talks about how the set builders are busy at work as we speak.
Yeah, and we hope you're happy with this news, because you'll never be happy again, or something to that effect. Then it was a fun little layer. If you're a fan of the show, you should check it out. It was a cool little thing. But now we know we're getting this for season 2, and we know. At least, this was before it got renewed, admittedly, but the plan is that this will be a 10-episode season, because there's 9 books left to do. No, sorry.
Yes.
47. There's 7 books left to do. Sorry, my math's messing up. So they're going to do 4 for season 2, which will be 8 episodes. Sorry, no, there is 9.
Oh,
I'm
there is
right.
9. I was just thinking, I was like, we've
I'm
got
second-
13. We only did 4.
I'm second guessing myself. There'll be
So
5.
I'm still there just trying to work it out.
So they're going to do 5 books for season 2, so that's 10 episodes, because like season 1, each book's going to be a 2-parter. So we're going to have 10 episodes, and then season 3 would be the last 4, which would be the last 8 episodes. I do know one of the things that was holding back the renewal was that the runners were trying to get them to let them shoot it as one big season, back to back, because they were worried about the actors aging too quickly. I don't know if they resolved that, if they have made some sort of arrangement kind of thing. But either way, we're getting season 2, so...
Yeah,
good.
and that's cool. And if they didn't get that and they do age, it's something that you just live with, isn't it?
Yeah, we'll get over it. I mean, sure, they'll look like they're all 20. Or not all of them. The baby won't, but the other two.
Even though they're not that old at the minute.
They're not, it's just they're hitting that age where they're going to start looking... They age really quickly when you're in puberty.
Yeah.
In the sense that you look really different, year to year. So, we'll see how that shapes up. But no, that's good news. So, yeah, 3 shows that we liked, currently watching. Well, Snicket was a couple of months ago. A couple of months ago now. But, yeah, good news. Things coming back for next year.
It's good all round.
On top of that, 12 Monkeys has been renewed for Sci-Fi by Sci-Fi for a 4th and final season. We've not been covering that. It's the sort of thing that had we been doing the channel when it started, we probably would be. So I thought I'd throw this in.
I bought the season 1 Blu-ray not long after it came out, and I've not touched it because I watched the first episode as it was airing, and I think the second one I was like, this is pretty cool, but I was busy at the time. I didn't stick with it, and I thought I'm gonna go check this out again, and it's on the shelf behind me. It's not been touched.
Yeah, so they're getting a 4th and final season, so they know it's the last one, so they're getting an ending. That's pretty cool for fans of the show. Here's an interesting thing, though. They're doing something really weird with season 3. They might do this for season 4 as well, but season 3's not aired yet. And here's what they're doing. They're airing all the season over 3 nights. They're airing 4 episodes the first night, and then 3 the following 2 nights.
Yeah, this is Sci-Fi, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, Sci-Fi do this every so often, where they just air things weirdly.
This is especially weird because it's an established show in its 3rd season. It feels like they're burning it off. You'd almost expect this was the last one because they want to just get it over with. But the fact that they've renewed it for another season is kind of weird. Like
it is weird.
Odd.
And that's April or May that's coming back, I think, season 3.
Yeah, on the upside, I'm kind of glad we don't cover this because that would be a hectic week for us.
Oh, would be a chore.
That would be really, really hard. But there you go.
I was thinking, maybe I should catch up for it because I've got the season 1 Blu-ray. It wouldn't be too much of a challenge. Not happening now.
Because April's going to be busy enough for us. So it's May. This is happening, not April. Still, we're still going to be busy in May though.
Oh yeah, we are.
So yeah, that's fine. Also, we have a premiere date for Master of None season 2 from Netflix. That is going to be coming May 12th. So
it's not a bad date for it.
It's not. It's almost 2 years since season 1, so if you're looking forward to that, you can get that in May. So there you go. So that's all the sort of renewals and dates that we felt were worth talking about. We got a trailer this week for American Gods, which is coming at the end of April on Stars, based on the book by Neil Gaiman. We've talked about this obviously every so often with the news as things have come out, and it's an okay trailer. I don't have much to say about it.
It looks very stylized.
It does. It looks violent. There's a lot of blood and
there's some ripping in half going on.
Yeah, ripping in half. There's at least one person walking down a street without an arm, with the blood sort of pouring out.
I just looked like, because obviously it was a short trailer. It was about a minute and a half. Didn't really give you much sense of anything other than the style, but it looked good, at least on that level. So I'm excited.
Not a whole lot to say. Looks stylish. I've never read the book. I know vaguely what the premise is, but beyond that, this is a complete blank slate going into this.
I've read it, but I'm tempted to reread it just as a refresher.
But obviously, we're going to give that a try when it hits. That's going to be an 8-episode season 1 when it starts at the end of April. So there you go. So that's all the quick bits out of the way. So the next thing is a bit weird, actually. So you remember how there's a Heathers reboot coming?
Aye, the one that was a drama or a sitcom and it kind of flipped about and what it was doing.
Yeah, it became more of an hour-long show, yeah.
Yeah.
And there was another show that we did briefly mention when it was announced, The American Woman, which has Elisa Silverstone and Mina Savari in it.
Yeah.
Right, these 2 shows were going to be on TV Land, right?
Sure.
That is no longer the case. Viacom are moving them over to the Paramount Network. You really say, what's the Paramount Network? The Paramount Network is actually the new name for Spike TV. They're rebranding Spike TV as the Paramount Network. And they're moving these two over there as their sort of new flagship shows on this channel. So they're trying to make a serious go of turning Paramount Network into one of the bigger cable networks, is what it seems like.
Yeah, I do not necessarily have good experience with Spike. I don't think it's kind of been trash. But then I have no experience whatsoever with TV Land, so I don't know if this is an upgrade or a downgrade.
I don't think either's even compatible in this case. It feels like maybe because even TV Land wasn't doing a whole lot of this kind of stuff, because like Heathers is the first show of its kind on that channel, so it feels like they've just like, oh no, we're doing this big release. It felt like they'd greenlit these first, and then they did all these plans to rebrand the channel, and they're like, oh, this would be a better home, we can make this what this network's going to be, so we'll see.
Do we know when that's coming with this rebranding?
The rebranding is happening in January.
Right, okay, so we can expect the show probably similar sort of time frame.
Yeah, similar, maybe slightly later.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
That makes sense. I mean, if they want it to be a flagship and launch it, then be right up there at the start, I'd imagine.
That's actually later than I'd have thought. Like,
I was expecting, sometime this year.
Yeah, but nah, it says January. So
okay,
there you go. So Spike TV's got a few months left to do whatever it does. All right, next up, CBS has given an official series order for
you. Don't. I don't know what it is, but I don't want to know. CBS.
It's worse than you think it is.
Oh no. Okay, I'm ready.
They've given a series order to Young Sheldon.
I wasn't ready. I saw this earlier in the week and I'd blanked it from my mind because I hated it so much.
Right.
Oh.
Don't get me wrong. I am not for a spin-off to Big Bang Theory about Young Sheldon or whatever. It's all bad. It's all bad. But honestly, the most egregious part of this whole thing is they called it Young Sheldon. They didn't call it Bazinga. They didn't call it something else. Like
anything. Young Sheldon. It's so offensively going, hey, just in case you don't know what this is, we think you're all dumb idiots, audience, and we want you to know this is the Big Bang Theory spin-off.
This is...
Well, why not the Little Bang Theory?
Little Bang Theory would have been good. Bazinga would have been good. And it's not that I would have... I mean, I'll still hate the show. I have no interest in it. But at least from a naming perspective, they could have done something fun. Instead, it's Young Sheldon. It sounds like the description of the show rather than the show itself.
It does. It really does. That is what it is.
That'd be like calling Fast and the Furious. Like you think, oh no, this is too vague. Let's just call it Fast Cars.
Cars go fast.
Cars go fast. That's your new title for that.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Oh. Like, I do not like the Big Bang Theory, but I have no problem with the name. Clearly, like, it's a fine name for what it is. It's not stupid and juvenile and tells you what the show is in a nutshell like this.
No, it's actually kind of... I mean, I don't like that show either, but at least the title's kind of witty because it subverts your expectations. It's a comedy with a title of The Big Bang Theory. It
exactly.
Gives it has meaning to it, whereas this is just Young Sheldon.
I hate everything about this. I hate it.
Imagine if they called Angel Buffy's boyfriend.
I can just imagine the show being called Used to Be on Buffy. or more accurately, Used to Be in Buffy.
Or if they called Frasier, I don't know, the pompous guy from Cheers.
I know.
I don't know. It's just stupid.
It is. Well, what are they thinking with this name?
Ah, dear. Anyway, let's move on.
Please tell, just for my own peace of mind, tell me you're not making us watch the first one. Please.
No comment.
I'm busy that night. I've got plans.
You're washing your hair.
Giving my liver a good kicking. It'd be safer than watching that.
Those ginger locks need some attention every once in a while. Whenever a new Truck-Lord pilot's on, it's it's time to wash my hair.
Oh God.
Right, next up, Comedy Central has given a pilot order to an Entitled project. from Saturday Night Live co-head writers Chris Kelly and Sarah Schneider. It is going to centre on a pair of siblings whose 12-year-old little brother becomes unexpectedly famous, forcing them to reevaluate their own messy lives.
How old are they?
Oh, I'm assuming they're more adult-aged.
Yeah, but like, how old? Like, are they like 30s or like?
I would guess 20-somethings, maybe
Yeah.
touching 30. I can't imagine
Okay.
it's much more than that if they've got a brother who's 12.
That's what I'm thinking. But how much of a mess can their lives be in at that point?
Well, presumably if the kid starts being famous and starts getting a lot of money and is very secure, and they're both like,
I suppose
20-something
you
losers.
just scrounge, don't you? At that point,
Yeah, 20-something losers who
you just scrounge off your brother
yeah.
at that point in life.
Yeah, but they made 20-something losers who just review stuff on YouTube to make themselves feel less empty in life.
That's true. And if my younger ever gets rich and famous, I'll scrounge off him.
I'm an only child. I'm screwed.
I've got 2 chances in the pot here.
Oh dear. That sounds fine.
It does sound fine.
It doesn't sound particularly good. It doesn't sound particularly bad. Again, funny writing could make this work.
Yeah.
So we get a name for it. It's untitled. We haven't done this in a while.
Oh, we haven't. I'm out of practice.
What's the term you use for the youngest kid in like a family? Like how they're the one.
They're like the baby of the family usually.
Yeah, and they're spoiled usually because they're the youngest.
Yeah. They get it. They get the easy ride, don't they?
Yeah. Oh, do you could call it? You could call it hand me up. You get hand me downs for the little brother and sister.
Oh, that's not bad.
Hand me up because he's like giving his cast offs to the poor big brother and sister.
That's not bad actually.
I actually don't know if it's brother and sister. It just says pair of siblings. They could be sisters. They could be brothers. They could be brother sister.
You just assume one of each for
yeah.
even's sake, don't you?
I'm assuming one of each, but it could go either way.
Yeah.
But there you go. That's Untitled Project for Comedy Central. We only have 2 more things, by the way.
Oh, okay. This is shorter than even I thought it would be.
Ryan Murphy's got another show in the works at FX. It's called Pose.
Another one.
Yeah, he's got a lot. He's got Feud, he's got Crime Story, Horror Story. Unfortunately, Scream Queens might be done, which is the one show of his that I actually like. I don't know, I've watched all of them to be fair, but so he's got Pose coming, which is going to be coming in 2018. It's set in 1986. Pose examines the juxtaposition of several segments of life and society in New York City, the emergence of the luxury Trump-era universe, the downtown social and literary scene, and the ball of the culture world. I feel like that description told me almost nothing. It was a lot.
I don't know what this is.
That was a lot of buzzwords. It didn't really tell me anything. It felt like, it's going to examine life in New York in '86 and all these different cultures. I'm like, yeah, but what is it really about? Who are the characters? What are they doing?
I have no idea what this is. Still,
no idea. So I have no opinion on it. Almost, I'm annoyed that it's a very vague description, but other than that, I have nothing to add.
Other than he's got more hits than misses for us, so it's not looking promising.
You mean more misses than hits?
Did I say it the other way around?
You did, yes.
I have been drinking. In my defence, it's Paddy's Day.
Yeah, well, yeah, you're a ginger in a green shirt. We can kind of tell. You're such a leprechaun, you know that?
I hear that all the time. I used to have a little hat for Paddy's Day. I don't know where that went. It was always fun. I mean, I can play the violin as well if you want.
Oh yeah, play your own sad violin. Yeah, that'll be nice. Yeah, I have no idea what to make of this really. American Horror Story sucks. Scream Queens I really like, but both of those, this doesn't feel like it'll be pulpy like that though, or fun like that. This feels like it's going for more of a serious drama.
And he did Glee as well, right?
He did, yes.
Yeah, that wasn't great. Unsurprisingly.
Alright, last up, NBC's bought a drama script from the executive producer of Bates Motel, as well as the star of Bates Motel, Freddie Highmore. Which is a weird duel to buy a script from.
I was just thinking that.
But hey, why not? It's called Long Distance, and it's a character drama that chronicles one couple's unexpected intercontinental relationship. Despite the time zone challenges, jealousy-fueled social media, deciphering, and troublesome autocorrecting, the show explores dating, the internet, how we communicate, and what love and romance really mean in our modern world.
I'm not sure I care about this.
I'm not going to lie, I think there's a seed of potential in there.
There is, but then it says things like autocorrect things. It's like, I don't want to see that.
I don't know, that's kind of what... Honestly, the most interesting thing about me is the social media deciphering. I like the idea that a lot of it's going to be investigating like all of the social media stuff about the other person. Like
it depends how they play it, doesn't it?
I can see that being really witty and like hilarious if they play it the right way. That said, it could also just be really tacky and stupid and annoying and tedious.
Guess we'll find out.
It's all down to the writing. So
we might find out.
I don't know if Kerry and Freddie. Kerry and Freddie. Oh dear. I don't know if Kerry and Freddie can write a good script, but
exactly. And you assume this has come about because they were on set together and went, hey, we should write something together.
Possibly, yeah. It's like, hey, you're Kerry, I'm Freddie. That's right.
Let's do this. Yeah. Strange. Did this have a title?
Yeah, Long Distance.
Oh yeah, okay. I couldn't remember.
It's also a really obvious title for this show, to be honest.
This is the one I was going to go with, but didn't know.
This wasn't on the news, but do you remember that show about it was going to explore it was called Controversy, and it was about the sort of the rape culture on a college campus.
Yeah.
Right, and we praised the title and said that was the perfect title for the show.
They changed it, didn't they?
Yeah, they've said that they're going to change it. That's just a working title now. And I'm like, what?
Pussies.
That was a great title. That was the perfect title for that show.
Pussies succumb to the controversy of it.
I don't know if it is. I don't think it's them succumbing to like worry that there's nothing wrong with the title in that sense. I think this is we want it to be like Young Sheldon. We want it to be really obvious and say what it is in the tin, rather than actually give it something a bit of nuance that has a sort of a hidden meaning.
Yeah.
Because screw good titles.
I know, it's a lost art form, isn't it?
Joe, who's the worst for it? This is out of the TV realm, but see Nintendo. See some of their naming systems for their games is atrocious.
Well, no, they go the complete other direction. At least Young Sheldon, I know what it is. Like with some of the Nintendo's ones.
Oh, I'm sorry, you don't know what fast racing is? You don't know what golf is?
No. Well, no, fast racing. That's not a Nintendo. They it's on their system, but they're not the developers. Don't blame them. That's not their fault.
Mm-hmm.
That's Shinen, the developer who chose that name. Blame them for that one. I'm just their system names make no sense most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the complete opposite problem with Young Sheldon.
Yes, well, very well. What was your favourite episode of TV of the week, Connor, since we're wrapped up in the news then?
What was my favourite episode? It was probably Legion, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yes. I'm trying to think. I don't know. I might have to side with The Expanse a little bit on this week. It's close.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, it's very close. But I thought The Expanse did a lot of really smart little things about introducing some new characters and making us care and sort of where it's going. There was a lot of good character stuff on Expanse. So Legion was obviously very good as well.
Yeah. And obviously shout out to Trial and Error, which kind of came out this week and surprised us with being surprisingly good. Yeah,
good new sitcom. It could go downhill after the first two episodes that we reviewed this week, but so far pretty funny, surprisingly so. John Lithgow's in it. That's more than enough reason to watch it and give it a chance. Also, Legends of Tomorrow had a pretty good episode this week as well. That's
one of its best.
One of its best. Yeah, doesn't stand up to the other shows, but one of its best.
Yeah.
And by other shows, I mean Expanse and Legion, not the other CW shows.
Not the other CW shows.
It was the best CW. Yeah, it was the best CW show this week. Certainly.
Yeah.
So there you go. So in terms of stuff, obviously, Iron Fist started today. 2 reviews are up. More of that coming day by day as we go on. Nothing else is new next week. Everything, business as usual.
Do we not have a pilot coming up?
No, this week. I checked before we started recording.
I think I'm just used to having a pilot every week at this point, that I just assumed that there should be one.
Yeah, that moment where I said, right, we're about to start. No, give me a minute. And I went and clicked on some things. I was checking. I always check. I'm efficient. Right?
Sure.
I'm efficient. But that's us, guys.
Reliable, but I'm not sure efficient.
Shut up. This has been our weekly news video. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Let us know what you thought of any of the news stories in the comments below. Like and subscribe and all that stuff. It helps us out a lot if you do. Get us on Twitter at mailed_fuzz for channel updates. Individual Twitters are on the screen for general everyday ramblings. And yeah, so keep watching TV. And whatever else you want to do. Happy St. Patrick's Day, I guess. Although I couldn't give a solitary single shit about St. Patrick's Day. But I don't drink,
folks.
But I don't drink, and the whole appeal seems to be.
It's a religious holiday. Technically.
Technically.
I mean, I use that very loosely, but technically.
Aye, and Christmas is about Jesus. Sure. Right. Thanks for watching, guys. We will see you next time.